neighbor across the street back into your car.
Really?
Yeah, he says there's a dent, but there's nothing, no damage. But he's down there, so you can come down and check it out. He's really nice. At least he came to the door.
Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnaz.
Hey, right now we only have one mic. We had a setup for two, but somebody failed to tell me that we needed extra attachments.
Somebody failed to order extra attachments.
Because I didn't know it didn't come with it. You had this thing for like a month now. And you're now telling me that something's missing.
Does it look like I opened it in the last month?
I asked you to test it out for me.
I asked you to give me $1 million.
This is why we film at my house.
I asked you to give me $1 million. Give me $1 million. I will test the mics for you every day, all day.
I think my little brother would do it for a cookie.
I'll do it for a cookie.
Go. Alright, so for today, we're going over our top 10 favorite horror movies.
You said tatas, so I was like tatas. You said
Depends on the... Well, that form technically has the tatas. It's scary how baneable she is.
scary, all those memes on a Tumblr over.
Oh, we don't go to Tumblr. Tumblr is a scary place.
It used to be like a one straight line where you could get some good pictures, and it just
So everything has to be inserting into something now.
went down the wrong way, man.
Yeah. So, for this list, it's just like the horror movies that have reverberated, stuck around with us. So it might not be a list of top 10 that we think are the best horror movies. These are just the ones that we like the most. So,
Except number 4.
Don't question my number 4. I wanted to be higher, but he won't let me. So, for instance, honorable mentions. Any Stephen King movie. Because I enjoy them, but for the most part, I don't really consider them scary. For me, anyways.
Yeah, they're more suspenseful.
The highest one for me would probably be the new It film. It'd be between It or... Oh, goodness.
Somebody sniffing underneath the door, Steve.
Yeah, I just heard that. It'd pretty much be between It or The Shining. The new It. Not the TV show. Even though the TV show, like, when I was a kid, was a little scary, but I could get through it.
I like The Mist.
Yeah. The Mist is like top 10 movies that piss you off after watching it. That's number 1. I still like the movie, though. Don't get me wrong. I actually like how it ends. But it's just one of those, like, kick you in the nut kind of endings. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out.
Let me solve this issue for us, you guys. Oh God. Oh God.
What? Is it shooting? Oh God, I killed all my family. What? That's my favorite thing too, is he just gets out of the car, he's like, take me now. There's just people walking through.
Go see it.
It's so good.
Movie's atrocious.
Yeah, we just ruined it for you. But anyways, pretty much those. The Exorcist, mainly because I just don't think the movie's that rewatchable.
Yeah. It lost on a rewatchable factor. Like, you've seen it once, you're okay.
Yeah, but I remember my parents are watching it, and I'm like, I like scary movies. I'll sit down and watch it with them. And I think I was like 7 at the time. And there's that scene where she spider walks down the stairs.
Nope.
Peace out. We're going to play some video games now. Couldn't sleep for that night. But yeah, so you get the gist. Some of these movies that might be higher up probably aren't really good movies, but I don't care anymore. So for number 10, we didn't actually pick a specific movie for this one. Probably it had to be the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for number 10 is Child's Play, Chucky.
I liked it. Like, when I first time I watched it, I didn't know it was a horror movie. I just thought it was like a crime action movie, guy robbing a bank, and you were like, oh, okay, that's not bad. Oh God, he's bleeding to death. What is
Why
he
is he in
doing?
a toy store?
It wasn't that bad.
No, like it's actually like the original is actually a pretty decent movie. And let you guys in on a little secret. I'm terrified of dolls, which is odd because I collect action figures and statues. Dolls creep the crap out of me, especially porcelain dolls.
And let me tell you, in my house, there's probably like 50 porcelain dolls, thanks to Courtney.
Yeah, I try to avoid them. Like my wife has one, and it stays at her mom's house. It ain't living with me.
To be honest with you, that movie made me question some of my toys growing up.
Well, it was just like, when I was a kid, like was a little terror, and there was a time when I was running around the house with like a Terminator shotgun toy, and I broke the thermostat with it on accident. So my mom decided to, for punishment while I was in the shower, scare me with this giant clown doll that she had. Needless to say, it's one reason I don't like clowns and I don't like dolls. And also, she had a room next to my bedroom because she collected porcelain dolls. And the room was just dolls. Entirely dolls. And I had to walk past every night to go to bed.
Threw a mouth off in there. Solved that issue.
Shut up. My mom was like, you want to take some? No. I'm okay.
Yeah, there's a dumpster right outside.
And that's probably the main reason why like Chucky always stuck out as more of a scary character, just because like those dolls coming to life always just terrified me. There was like a Stephen King, it was like a mini series where there's like I remember a shot where there's like a room of dolls and one of the things like comes to life in there.
No.
Can't do it. Like, but they coming back to it nowadays, it's not really that scary anymore.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I had a hard time getting through that movie.
It's like the first one was scary, and the second one was a little bit less, and the third one was a little bit less, and it just kept going down the hill, you know. So
Yeah, because I'd say my favorite's actually Bride of Chucky, but I don't really consider that a horror movie anymore.
it was just an awesome movie.
It's like a horror comedy, like in the same vein as like Army of Darkness. All right, so our original number 9 was the remake for Friday the 13th, because that's the only one that I would actually consider to be a scary movie in
Yeah.
regards. I actually really like the remake that came out. I actually like it more than the original. But now I'm going to actually bump that down because Chucky still scared me when I was a kid. Jason never really scared me. I just thought he was cool. So we're going to remove him off the list. And for number 9 is Evil Dead. Do we go with the remake or the original? The remake's pretty good.
That is a tough question.
I think I gotta go with the original.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I saw that actually. This is one of the only horror movies I saw later in life. Like, this was like high school. I saw Evil Dead, and Evil Dead actually had me like looking through my fingers. Like, there's that like towards the end too, with like the book coming to life and stuff like that. Like, oh,
But I still like the remake, though. Remake was pretty good.
remake was good. Remake for me was like gore and suspense
Yeah.
over like scary. Well, yeah, it was just like because I remember my first introduction was Army of Darkness.
So was mine. No, actually, I saw Evil Dead 2 first.
Nope, I saw Army of Darkness. Then I saw Evil Dead 2, and I heard the original scarier. So I checked that out. Oh no, I'm backwards. I saw Evil Dead 2, and then I saw Evil Dead, thinking that it was gonna be in the same vein, like kind of like horror comedy. No, that was Evil Dead 2. So yeah, terrifying movie. At least for me, anyway. Is that in Michigan, where we live? I don't want to go in my woods. Have you seen my woods around here?
Well, we went up north, and it's nothing but woods up there in UP area, and I'm like, God, I feel like this is where to take that movie. Can we get out of here?
Exactly. Or Cabin Fever. Movie's not scary. But, it's gross. Also saw it twice in theaters.
Trying to get laid off Cabin Fever, baby. Woo!
All right, so for number 8 now, we're going to keep the rest of this list the way we had it intact. For number 8 is Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, not the remake.
I like the remake.
It's okay. It's not nearly as good as the Friday the 13th.
I think I just
remake.
like the actor, and then it made him more better for me.
I liked it, but he was Rorschach. He was Rorschach in that movie too, just with a different mask.
Yeah.
Still a decent movie though. Original though.
Oh.
Makes you not want to sleep.
No, that
Which
was
is-
my issue.
Yeah, which was the purpose of the movie. Like when him coming out of the wall over top of the girl, you have the claw coming out of the bathtub, Johnny Depp getting pulled into the bed.
Oh, those were all good scenes, man.
Yeah, just like, and I like too in that movie where they kind of don't really show him that well for a lot of it. Like there's a lot of like play with the shadows and stuff, which is really cool.
Which I'm okay. Which that's the part that made it scary, is you did not see who was hunting you.
Yeah, where you don't really get like the disfigured look very well towards. If I remember right, because it's been a while since I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. But I think you don't really get a good look at it until later on.
Yeah, because never technically like you get a few shots here, like the claws, mostly, and then like body parts in the shadows, but never the full.
Yeah, because it's not like the later movies where it's like full blown, like here's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Well, that one they still kind of like play with a lot of it, and I think a lot of that had to do probably just helping to hide some of the special effects. But it's so effective for that movie. All right, so for number 7, we're gonna pick 28 Days Later.
We got to throw in a zombie movie. I was gonna go that one where it had the where they were sucking them all down with the
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, but 28 Days Later was pulled it off better.
It's like, well, for me, that movie's actually scary. Well, Dawn of the Dead's just a cool movie overall, but again, never really thought it was like that scary of a film.
Yeah.
Well, again, 28 Days Later is like one of those like during the course of the movie, looking through your fingers, especially like during the beginning where he doesn't really know what's really going on and like they get attacked in that house. Definitely pretty effective filming.
Oh, you know what could show some scary movie? The latest Resident Evil. That's really scary.
I haven't seen it.
Awesome. Great acting. It was just a great
Stop-
combination.
Stopped at 4. 4 could be on this list.
Oh, God.
God, you have to stab me to watch that movie again.
We just gotta make a list for like the top 10 worst movies ever. Resident Evil 4, 5, 6 will be like the top 3.
Dragon Wars.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, excuse me. Only time I've ever seen somebody go forward with a Kamehameha.
Yeah, we could do that next if you want.
But anyways, 28 Days Later, it was a really good movie for the time it came out. I like the suspense. I like the gore in it. Good movie.
Yeah, like, it's a pretty low budget looking movie, but like I think that really helps to play on it.
And I like the whole where it came from, because it's a possibility, you know?
Yeah, like it's like the monkey virus.
Yeah, it's not like that it was just like something like, these days, you know, this automatically somewhere from some kind of plant something. No. Let's just stick with test monkeys, please.
Now, number 6 was a movie that I actually had to go out of my way to watch originally, because I think the closest theater to us was about an hour and a half away that was playing it.
Yeah, that's when it first came out in select theaters.
Yeah, it was Paranormal Activity. So I remember watching the trailers and like seeing the stuff, like the brief glimpses of what they were going out to do with the movie, and I thought it was actually really interesting because they were like doing it.
Looked like a documentary.
Yeah, sort of like a documentary or like the POV kind of filming, kind of like one of our movies later on the list. And kind of like what they do with a lot of movies nowadays. Like, there's the one where they're stuck in the hotel. And there's like the zombie lady upstairs.
Outbreak or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But they do that filming a lot. But anyways, but I thought it was actually really effective where they're actually like kind of doing what we're doing here. Quarantine, yes.
There we go.
What we're doing kind of like what we're doing here, but like stuff starts happening. Where it's just like stagnant cameras throughout the house.
It gets worse by a minute.
Yeah, and I always thought it was really a cool movie because especially like I really like watching like Ghost Hunters, and I've always been kind of interested in stuff. Especially like living in some questionably haunted houses growing up.
Like, I don't believe in that stuff, but this movie was so convincing that it was legitly scary.
So, had to take a break because somebody backed up in my car.
Neato.
Yeah, I gotta call the insurance companies tomorrow.
Exciting.
Ready for me. Let's gotta go print out my insurance. Oh yeah, you didn't get my insurance stuff.
That's my dog, by the way, who loves Steve.
Yeah, she's hanging out with me because I smell like doggy. Alright, no more interruptions. Paranormal Activity. I just like the movie.
Good movie, overall. I remember watching it first time, scared the crap out of me. Legitly. It was the actual real factor that made it scary.
Yeah. because it seems like something that could happen.
Yeah.
But once you get like towards the end of the movie, okay, that's a little weird. So it's a weird ending.
So we're gonna judge this in the first part of the movie.
I'd say first 2/3 of the movie is really awesome. Just that final act is a little on the goofy side with the girl and the guy getting thrown into the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 5.
Forgot. We were outside for like
Person.
20 minutes.
It's a Blair Witch Project. First one. I know the new one, not really a remake, the Blair Witch. That one wasn't that bad either. The second one, oh. Ugh.
I never saw the second one.
Well, they made it into an actual movie, not a found footage movie.
I like the found footage part.
That's kind of what makes it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that second movie is really about. Like, I barely remember it. But I just remember the gag reflexes start kicking in when I think of that movie. That's all I need to know.
I've never seen the second one, to be honest with you, dude.
You're good.
I saw the first one. First one was suspensefully scary, and yet again, the whole factor of this could actually happen could be the real thing that makes it.
Especially when like the sticks start showing up in the woods.
Yeah.
That tense scene. My favorite thing I think that came out of this movie is there's a little film called The Blair Thumb, where it's a bunch of thumb people recreating the movie. It's by the guy that did Ace Ventura.
Okay, sounds amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah, he also did Come Pout Under the Fist. He does like thumb movies. And there's a scene where like they're in the tent and they get attacked by a ground shark. It's like, take the girl, leave us alone. So good. Thumb Wars. Thumb Wars is a really good one too. But yeah. I'm so out of this now since having to deal with that. My stress level just went like up in the roof. I'm like, I want to go to bed.
Let's finish this video, Steve. We want to do gaming video today.
The Blair Witch was super scary. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was alright. Like, I like the suspenseful part of it.
But you know what I really like more? Number 4. It's one of my
Killer
favorite-
Clowns from Space?
You know, that was not that bad. I actually watched that the other day.
Blob, the original.
I like the remake better.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the original one.
Are you thinking of the original as the remake? Because there's like a 60s one.
I'm talking about the black and white one.
Well, I think there's only like the Technicolor one. I don't think there's a black and white blob. There's like an 80s blob.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe my TV didn't have color, but I'm pretty sure I saw one of the blobs.
I could
it was
be
black
wrong.
and white.
I'm pretty sure it's in color. But yeah, for number 4 was one of the earliest horror movies I've ever seen, and it's a sci-fi horror movie.
It should be on this list, but go
It should
ahead.
totally be on this list because it's Critters. I love that film.
I love the film too, but I didn't think it was scary. It was just
When you're 5 years old watching that movie, scary. Especially like when they're in the cellar. You're not sure where it's at and just kind of pops up in the jars and shoots him in the neck with a needle.
I do like the part where like the girl's forcing the guy into the barn.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that guy's a Steve. What the heck?
Just a bit.
I would be like, let's do this.
Yeah, and then when she's getting chased around later by the giant crate.
That was cool.
Yeah. It was like but the movie has like a lot of coolness to it too, like with the bounty hunters. And there's actually like a little bit of like a universe build for the movie too. Like, especially when we get into the later movies, there's definitely something that I think they could have explored a lot more that they never really did.
Yeah, they could have done so
Like, they
much.
just could have done like movies with the bounty hunters, and I think it would have been fine.
I would have still watched those atrocious movies with the bounty hunters.
Yeah, because it's also like one of the only movies that they took it to space and still worked.
Yeah.
But I still actually don't mind Critters 4. The only other one I think works really well is Jason X. Don't hate me on it, but I like Jason X.
Good movie, peeps.
But yeah, I was just like, I always thought the creatures were cool. And it still has like a little bit of a comedy element to it, especially when like they're destroying the kids' like stuffed animal collection in the bedroom. And most of the stuff having to do with the bounty hunters. Then it has like the awesome song in it. Power of the night. So good. Alright, so number 3 is where we get to the stuff that you guys You can probably figure out on your own for the most part if you guys have watched our channel enough. Yeah, I have an ornament of this. It's Jaws for number 3. Yeah. I can't say I'm one of the people that like it made me want to not go in the water.
Oh, made me not want to go in the water.
I can tell you, like, if like we were like when I was in Florida and we were on like a charter boat, like fishing. Never wanted to leave it. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to go for a swim?" I'm like, "Get the fudge out of here!" That guy caught a shark over there.
Yeah, Jaws and Piranhas, the original ones. I remember watching as a little kid. I didn't even want to take a shower, dude. I was
Just in the
scared.
bathtub, just like, ever waiting for that little thing to come up.
Yeah, pretty much. But overall, Jaws was. I was younger. It was scary, dude. Like when it first popped out, like when it showed Finn, it was like, okay, that's not that.
Like for me, Jaws was always more like it's suspenseful.
Yeah.
Kind of like our complaint with like most Stephen King movies. I never find them scary, but they're suspenseful. Kind of like Jaws. Jaws still has like those certain scenes where you're just like, oh boy, like the part where he's like throwing out the chum and Bruce just comes out of the water.
That was hilarious. He's like, wait, did I hear
He
something?
was shocked. I was shocked. The dog was shocked. Like it still has moments of where it scares you, and then it also has that lingering fear of like you and your paranoia of watching the movie and what's going on. Kind of translates into the real life with the fear of water.
Like I said, I remember that I was terrified.
And then once we move on to the sequels, just kind of those dies from there. But for number 2, this was a tough one. Well, not really.
No, not really.
It's mainly tough because I like collecting more of the stuff for number 2. I have nothing from number 1. Get that guy back there. Well, so for the movie Alien, we went with the original, even though the second one's still my favorite.
And number 4 is the scariest.
Plot-wise, yes.
Plot-wise.
But for
The fear factor, aliens. Definitely. I remember watching that.
Alien,
Oh, excuse me. Aliens.
stop pluraling everything. Gosh.
I just love my S's.
Yes.
Alien was freaking scary. And when it actually like first pops up and starts walking towards the guy, I always remember that scene. That scene scared the shit out of me.
Well, there's like that scene, like the part where he's like investigating the egg. You're just like, something's gotta happen. But what could it be? And the facehugger just latches out at him. Scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
I remember I jumped back.
This is a guy that's seen the Aliens first. I saw Aliens then Alien because I was interested. But there was that scene. You also have probably the most memorable scene for me in the movie is when he's in the ducks. And they're like screaming at the guy to tell him to turn back. The thing's coming, aliens coming right towards them. And then it's just like, he sprays the flamethrower the one way. He's like, nothing there. And turns around, the alien's just there. I remember, I lost it. I hypothetically crapped my pants at that scene.
Even like
It also
really-
probably helps cement just how much I love alien movies.
even like the chest burster part.
I never found it scary, just awesome. Well, there was something like I wasn't. I'm sorry. Since I watched Aliens, I knew what was coming.
Yeah. See, I didn't. So like, and not even like the actual crew knew what was going on. So when it popped out, everyone's surprised. I was like,
Well, that's my favorite thing too. Like watching the documentaries and stuff, where like the girl literally that's just her reflexes because she just got sprayed with everything. Yeah, that scene's amazing. And just like the movie's amazing in general. Like easily, like it's number 2 on this list, and it'd be really high on our top movies as well. Well, almost, because mine would be Aliens and still be higher.
yeah.
But it's like they're both pretty much in the top 10 for sure.
Number 1. This was a movie that made me fear dogs, made me fear snow, made me fear darkness,
Made me fear people that I thought were my friends.
made me fear everything, period.
Because for the film, it is The Thing, the John Carpenter remake. Yeah, this is another movie I saw in high school. Mainly what actually got my interest more in this was, hold on a second. This guy. This guy was coming out on PlayStation 2 and Xbox, the video game for the thing. And Sci-Fi Channel, in conjunction, was playing the movie. And so I was like, oh, neat. This looks kind of cool. I'll check out the movie. That was a horrible idea.
We were actually going to do those videos today, but...
Yeah, since the car thing, I'm kind of running low on time now. Hey, you got this for $2.99. It sounds like a steal.
God, I wish I paid
Featuring hit song After Me by Saliva. You guys remember Saliva? I don't.
It was Saliva.
Click, click, boom.
No.
No, okay. My bad. But yeah, there's like, that's another one. Like, I think the suspense in that movie is just so palpable that it makes it scary.
Well, not even that. Like, when it shows the dog scene, I was just like, oh.
I had a hard time watching that scene. Well, the main reason like I can still toss this in as a movie that scared me is the resuscitation scene, where the one guy has the heart attack, so they put him on the bench, and he's like, clear! And just literally goes inside of the dude as his stomach eats his hand.
Oh, God, it's so
I think
amazing.
I fell off a chair when that happened, if I remember correctly. I was that... Nope.
He
wasn't quite
clear.
expecting that to happen.
He went clear and just...
He went clear. I think that was the last part that really, like, at that moment, I'm like, okay, anything could happen. And so the head walks away, like, shortly thereafter.
That was literally anything can happen in that movie, and that is what happens. Anything. It is just amazing.
Yeah, they just did a great job of even after the movie ends, who do you trust? Because there was Childs and McCready.
And you know one of them is.
You know, who's the thing?
Yeah.
Now, you play the game, you kind of figure it out. But
I never did. I never finished the game, so I don't
we'll
know.
have to play it.
Who is it? Tell me, damn it.
We'll have to play it.
Tell me!
It's so good, though. Yeah, like, that's actually not my favorite movie, but super high on the list, too. You guys are my favorite. So.
Predator?
I don't know if it cracks top 10 for me. I really love Predator, but I don't think it cracks top 10. Ow. It's really close, though. I'd have to actually sit down and think. Like, that'd be a hard one. Because there's, like, you clear number 1, 2, and 3. And then it's like, what's below it?
My top 3? Probably Aliens, Predator, Dragon Wars.
Hate you. Mine, right now, I would say 1 be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original. 2 be Aliens. 3 is probably Jurassic Park.
I love those movies, but I was never that big fan of them where it would be like, whoa.
But, yeah, so what do you guys think? What's your guys' favorite horror movie? Let us know in the comment section below. And help us defeat those guys by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.